All right, hello?
Hi,
Hi! Holy shit. It's you. The real, the one and only.
the one Rachel Mcrage. Yeah,
Yeah, the one you. Wow.
I'm
After
dragging, I'm
watching.
dragging the internet fame in by like little particles over time.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to turn on your camera? I can put it on the stream if you
Yeah, I will in a second. I'm just getting my tea because I'm useless without it.
do. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I love my tea in the morning, okay? It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god. It's like, imagine something being healthy for you and also healthy for your mental health. That's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, one in the morning, one at night.
Yeah. I wish I had tea that often, but I'm always so like I like work a lot, so I'm usually like a workaholic type person. So I like just work, and I forget to like relax a lot. So, but yeah,
Okay.
I am live right now, by the way. Um, so
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know if we were going to do a test run or not.
Okay, here you should be
All
good.
right.
Let me figure this out here. Okay, I should just be able to press the little pop out button. Oh god, I might have to do this. Okay. See if okay, bye. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. Oh fuck! Hell yeah! It works! We got it. Alright. Bam. Bam. Alright. What's up? Okay. Do you wanna see my video as well?
If there's no easy way for you to do it, yeah. I don't really know what's going on at your end. Oh,
Oh wait.
hey.
I think it's gonna be a yeah, it's gonna be hard because my camera can't take two different inputs. So if you wanna see me, you can go on the stream. Which you just click on my Discord thing.
Oh, I
You
can
can go
just.
there. Yeah, you could. It has a little like 6 second delay, but yeah, it should be great. Yeah, holy shit. After watching a few videos of yours, um, it's interesting to like to see a person and just like talk to them.
Oh,
It's just like
yeah.
a weird thing.
So,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Were you gonna like call me a turf? Because I think if you were going to, I think you should get it out of the way and kind of like clear the air.
Yeah.
Something
So
you wanted to do.
yeah. So I mean, I will admit, I am like highly against your political positions. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
And I have seen like some of the comments calling you a turf, and I know that some people like where they when they have like some type of position, they'll like really get offended and stuff over like calling them that thing. So I actually had a question in here that I had for you. Do you would
Okay.
you like call yourself transphobic, or do you call yourself a turf, or would you rather me use like some other language to
You know,
describe your beliefs?
I'm just really I'm not offended if people call me that, just because it's like the easiest thing to call me to just stack on a term. In general, I'm a roast comedian and I'm really critical of a lot of different ideologies. And I don't think anyone is so sacred I can't make fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just sort of my goal is to get canceled before I even start so
Mm-hmm.
that I won't have to worry about like being canceled later on. But I mean, trans exclusionary feminist or something.
Yeah, radical feminist. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I used to consider myself a feminist, but I don't think I do anymore in like real life because it just never got me anything or anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never had a conversation with someone in real life where I was like, "Hi, I'm a feminist," and it ended up, being
Going
beneficial,
well. Yeah.
especially in the dating scene.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Wait, where do you live? That might impact it as well. You don't have to say like like yeah.
Middle America, basically. I'm in
Oh, okay. Like Midwest.
Washington. And politically, I'm kind of confused, just as a person because my mom was always really liberal and Bernie supporter, and then my
Hmm.
dad was like a Bush and Trump supporter.
Yeah,
So like,
that is my parents exactly. So I 100% get you. Yeah. Well, I don't think my dad's a Trump supporter at this point. But he's very like religious. He likes Reagan a lot. So yeah,
Reagan
it's
did
pretty
some good
similar.
stuff. I mean, nowadays a Republican can't, be as nuanced as Reagan is. The different things he did, it's all about, cutting taxes no matter what, and conservative values no matter what, and all of that. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like the Republican Party as well as the Democratic Party, they're both like changing. Um,
Yeah,
so the Republican Party's
each other
furthering.
in check, kind
Wait,
of.
sorry, what?
That's the goal. They keep each other in check is the goal, but we don't know how well the two-party system actually works, because
I
you
think
just
it
have
doesn't
to
work
pick
that
one.
well. Yeah, especially
It
with the
doesn't.
yeah, especially with the options right now. It's like, oh, do you want Joe Biden or do you want Donald Trump? The best two choices that I could ever think. Um, yeah, a lot of people are really apathetic about the elections. I am a Biden supporter. As far as I would want people to vote Biden over Trump, but
Yeah,
um,
so you must have hated my political videos.
I actually okay. If you will look on the stream right now, I really went over your videos. I usually
Oh,
prepare quite a bit for these debates.
okay. Walk
So
me through how to
I
go
think
over
what
your stream. How do I find your stream?
here I can link it to you in the chat. If you'd like.
That would be easy to just do
Okay,
that.
let's do that.
I'm under a video audit.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Stitch stuff. It's pretty cool. Oh,
I'm supposed to just
you should just click it,
click
and then
on
it
it.
should. Yeah, it should just bring you there.
Has like a warning.
Is
Are you
turf a
sure?
slur?
Has like a warning. Let me mute this tab so that I'm not getting reverberation.
Yeah.
There we go. Ha, technology.
Yeah, look at that. Trying to figure this out. Okay. Well, it doesn't show your camera anymore. But yeah, is turf a slur? I think so, David. I think some things, like some people have some ideologies,
If
and
you
like
decide to be offended by it, it's a slur.
yeah, exactly. Well, I don't even know if I would say that, but I would say that specifically, most people will say, "Oh, you're just a turf. You're just a Nazi. You're just a communist," type of a thing. And it seems like the reason they do this is it's more of a like attack on like your ideology instead of like actually critiquing it. It's more of just like an insult type of thing.
Yeah, isn't it kind of a new term? I feel like
It's
it's
yeah, it's a
existed
bit of
that
a new
long.
term, yeah.
Yeah, we don't really know what it is yet, essentially.
Yeah, it's essentially just a feminist that isn't supportive of like trans issues. I'm neutral on this actually. I don't like feminist or feminism, so I don't involve with the conflicts they have. Um, yeah, I'm not. Wait, what is it? Oh, feminism? Is it? I don't like feminists. Yeah, you can say you don't like feminists. Yeah, I'm still working with the auto mod on the stream, so like some people can chat certain things. Interesting. But yeah, so if you'd see on the stream right now, I have timestamps and quotes from some of your videos with responses going all the way down this page.
I'm a little nervous if you go back in time because 5 years ago is when I started videos. And then I had a huge hiatus, and now I just completely don't really believe the same things.
All right, that's fine. And if you don't, I would applaud you greatly.
That's just a warning. I took a long break from YouTube, and now I'm trying to make up for it anyway.
So the two videos that I looked over, and I was going to watch one of your newer videos, the Biden one, before you came on, but now you're on, so I guess I might watch that afterwards. So yeah, I went over the queer trans goes off and on testosterone as a hobby video, and also the lesbian turns trans for pussy and misses male attention video. So yeah, those are the two that I went over.
That's I don't know. I just wanted to provide a cis perspective, and honestly, I am kind of critical of some of the trans communities because I feel like to a certain point, it's good that marginalized groups are able to be themselves more, but I think also it swings the other way where it becomes like more popular to be considered trans instead of just, I don't know, lesbian or something. I don't know too
Yeah.
much about it. I just say that, you know, trans trenders do exist, and I'd say that it's also on a spectrum just because there's so much stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So you say like trans culture type of a thing. And I've seen some videos where you say it's almost like a religion, trans culture type of a thing. What do you mean by this? Like, what is the trans culture type of a thing?
Oh, let me think about it. I don't know. When I see somebody transition and they have like either they transition later in life or they transition because they were consuming a lot of, you know, trans media and they have mental health issues that are not addressed as much. If they're only addressed to the point where they can transition, I just kind of feel bad for them. And I'm not a counselor or anything. I'm not licensed to comment on anything, but you know, as my own with my own opinions and as a comedian, I kind of fight back against I don't know, there's no one solution for a
Wait,
very
against
complex
what?
problem. Hmm?
Fight back against what? You said fight back against, and then you cut off. What did you say?
Just the idea that see, I do believe that trans people exist. And I do believe that for a certain number of them, they really can benefit from transitioning. It really helps them out, and they can continue on with their lives, and they don't have to, you know, chart their journey continually into infinity.
Yeah. Okay. So what idea are you fighting against?
Nothing, I guess. I'm just trying to
Oh.
piss people off.
Oh. Okay. Wait. Is that actually what you're trying to do? Because you're doing a great job of that. If so.
I'm so good at it.
Oh.
I
Okay.
just,
Well, if you are trying
no.
to piss people off, may I suggest trying to just say the most racist thing possible? That would piss a lot of people off, probably.
Yeah, you know, I have a couple of videos I'm planning on doing about race and BLM, but I might do it in a nuanced way that it'll only piss off some people and get other people thinking.
Yeah. So like,
I guess it's not purely my goal to piss people off,
okay.
but I guess it's fun to me. I don't know.
So what is your goal then?
To get people to watch my videos so that when stand-up comedy starts again, I can have somewhere to direct them to watch me online so they don't stalk me in real life.
So wait, so you're trying to be a stand-up comedian, right?
Yes, but right now there's nowhere for me to stand and do comedy, so I guess I'm just kind of directionless doing videos. Like, I don't know. I have some feel-good videos and some videos that aren't controversial and they get a lot of likes, but I mean, nobody sees them. Like, if a video pisses off more people than more people see it. It seems to
Sure.
be.
So is your goal trying to piss off more people, or is it? So I guess is the goal
I mean,
trying to piss off people so that they see your videos more?
I mean, that would help, but I think to understand me a little bit better, you'll have to know that I watch Blair White and Ariel Scarella or whatever.
Scarcella, Ariel Scarcella, and Blair White.
Yeah, and Rose of Dawn. So it was really interesting for me to see trans perspectives that were, I guess, more traditionally.
There's one trans perspective in there, but yeah.
There's what?
I said there's one trans perspective. You said trans perspectives. Ariel Scarcella is cis.
Well, she had trans people on to speak about their perspectives until she was labeled a TERF and she wasn't able to do it anymore. Which I don't think she's an angel or goddess or anything. Like, I think she's flawed in her perspectives. I do think that her interests don't align with trans people in general.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, is that okay?
Just a second.
Scarielli, whatever.
Ariel Scarcella, that's her. Yeah, I used to watch her actually. When I was a young, good old lesbian.
Yeah, pure lesbian or something.
Yeah. Back when I was a non-political, just trying to get by with my lesbianism and stuff. So yeah, I actually used to watch Ariel Scarcella and Blair White and Jacqueline Glenn and I even went to some like kind of right-wing YouTubers such as like Ben Shapiro or Sargon of Akkad or
Ben
like this, right?
Shapiro, he has good perspective sometimes, but I can't stand his voice.
Okay. I think I can't stand the way he argues. I think it's extremely flawed. Yeah, I feel like he does this thing called gish galloping. It's this logical fallacy where essentially we'll talk over someone so much and like just say so much stuff that it's impossible to respond to it. So this is like if I came in here and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna debate you, Rachel Mcrage, and then I go ahead and just go through a list and say, oh, well, in this video you said this, in this video you said this, in this video you said this, this is the response, this is the response, this is the response. And it's like, well, how do I even respond to that? You just gave me like 50 arguments, yeah.
I actually like to debate if there were a debate, but with the whole calling someone a TERF thing, that's usually like the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually why I wanted you on the show. I wanted to kind of or the show, quote unquote. I wanted to like talk to you about your positions and stuff. So, I do have another question. Because you said you're just kind of making videos for like the views type of a thing. To like get people interested in your stand-up comedy.
Unless you can tell me a better reason to make videos. I mean, I used to pick on the incels for a while, and then I kind of, went on somebody's stream, and then that kind of bled dry, and I already said everything I could say. So it's sort of like, can I criticize a group and then, talk to them and have more perspective, and then, I don't know, move on and learn from it, I guess.
Yeah, the reason I make Twitch streams, I do like making videos, but the reason I like making Twitch streams isn't for the views. I mean, views are cool, and like, I do encourage people to follow because, I do like, getting, followers so that one day I can have the magical 50 number so that I can get money from this. But it's not, I don't say things just to try to get more views.
Well,
do you believe the like anti?
Purely do that.
What?
I don't purely do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to find my feet, on YouTube and figure out what my fan base is and what they want to watch and what I want to make.
Sure.
So I think now is the time, if I'm going to make mistakes, to make them.
So, do you believe, like, would you? Okay, I don't want to prescribe a position to you. I don't want to call you a TERF. I don't want to call you transphobic. I don't want to call you like anti-trans, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to word this. Would you say you still would agree with some of the beliefs that you would say in like the trans queer video and the lesbian turns trans video?
I wouldn't call them beliefs. I would more call them reactions because it just I guess it just didn't make sense to me.
So, philosophical question. Do you think our reactions come from our beliefs?
I'm sure they do. But I'm not the difference is I'm not getting up and preaching about how people should act or stuff like that. I used to kind of do that a little bit, but I got away from it. Um,
Yeah, I've been realizing a lot of your videos, they don't necessarily, like, say a position. It seems like you're always like, I'm just taking notes, I'm just reacting, stuff like this. But it seems like you're either hiding your position or you're not trying to say, like, a specific position so people can't, like, criticize you on it. Or I don't know what the reason is, but I've seen a lot of people do this type of thing, and that's
I'm
usually
hiding
the reason, so.
my positions. So how am I supposed to develop positions if I don't immerse myself in different content that challenges me or doesn't make sense to me?
Um,
How am I
so
supposed I could just not talk about the subject at all and
so that's not what I'm prescribing.
okay.
Yeah, so you can still talk about trans people. And you can talk about Biden being controlled by robots or incels or whatever. Or the Biden campaign, not Biden himself. I mean, looking at him now, it might be.
Beautiful.
But yeah, you can still talk about all this stuff. I'm not trying to silence you and say that you shouldn't talk about like specific things. But I do think that like you should probably make sure that if you're going to be talking about a specific subject, you do know a bit about that subject so that you can provide like information. Because most people, when they watch videos like this, they're trying to look for the latest information type of thing, right?
I'm glad you mentioned information and research because there is an article on I haven't done videos based on research and statistics and everything like that. Like these are kind of
Thank you,
surface
Diego,
level
for the follow.
these are surface level things before diving into it, but
Hmm.
there's a huge increase in number of female to male transitioners that has happened recently. And I don't
Okay.
know, I'm not really prepared with articles or whatever, but I can show you one that I can link you one that Psychology Today did, and they basically just looked at the data and looked at the routines of young teens, and the more likely they were, the more they were in the trans community, like the more likely they were to transition.
Oh, okay. Is that a bad thing?
The more media they consumed, or the more pro transition kind of stuff that they watched, the more likely they were to transition after
Okay.
watching that.
I would probably agree with that. I don't think you have to make me a study. Would you say that's a bad thing?
That's the thing, though. I don't really think it is. I mean,
Okay.
to make a decision in general, like for whatever reason, to change your body that makes you happy and makes you feel like you fit in, I really don't think you need to have a reason. I don't think
Okay.
you have to have a reason to have tattoos or carry yourself in a certain way or
I agree 100%. I love
gender.
freedom. Yeah, so why did you want to share that article with me?
Well, just to show that there is some truth to the studies of, I don't know, it's more popular now. It's more accepted, but then
Yeah, but then what?
you I don't know, like detransitioners, I guess, but it's just it's a complex subject and it's interesting to me.
So,
The reasons why people transition because it's different for everybody, I guess.
sure. Um, sorry, it's really hard for me to try to critique anything you're saying if you don't like make a position. And maybe you don't have one, and that's fine. If you don't have one, I would advise that you try not to make videos when a lot of people take them as fact, like I said earlier, and you responded to that with trying to give me a fact that I would agree with, um, which is not really having anything to do with the point. It is a very good tactic for politicians, though. You would be a great
Not
politician, actually.
well, maybe someday, but
Yeah, okay.
uh,
Yeah, so do you have a position that you could like definitively say about trans people?
well, the position that I'm going to say is that it's evolving, the culture is evolving, and it's more acceptable to be trans, and that's good.
Yeah.
But it's going to change over time. Like,
How do
and
you know that?
it has been like the definition of trans has been changing over time, and
And how is that a bad thing?
I'm not saying it is a bad thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Sorry. You said that's a good thing, but so like because you made that statement, I assumed the next thing you were going to say is bad. Yeah. It's just a language thing, maybe.
I don't know. I guess it depends on if you think that culture that's rapidly changing is good or not.
I think it
Dep-
can be 100%. Do you think
hmm.
that like okay, do you think that like along like in the 50s when they had like the radical changes to try to like abolish Jim Crow laws and to try to like accept black people in society, do you think this was like a really good thing?
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, that's my point. It yeah, I'm giving you an example of how rapid change could be a really good thing.
I have a question then.
Okay.
Because I'm a cis woman, do I all of a sudden not have the right to comment on things that I don't know about?
You can comment 100%. You can comment on anything. I think it may be more of like a in bad faith or ill informed if you're putting out videos on like a public platform. Wait, what?
Problematic is the term you're looking for.
Yeah, sure, maybe. I think yeah, it probably could be problematic. It could be problematic if you like make videos on positions you don't research that well okay, what I mean by research, I don't mean the like kind of passive aggressive Twitter thing where they say like, yeah, go research, go look at studies, and then you'll have my position. You can make a position on whatever you want. I just want you to make a position is the argument that I'm kind of posing here because it seems like you just don't even know what you're saying. Is what it kind of seems like.
Okay. Well, I could do that if I were super motivated to have a position and to pull up studies and everything like that. I've been thinking of doing certain videos like that in the future where I do look at studies and I do look at both sides and sort of, I don't know, have some profound, nuanced perspective on something. But like, I don't think that those would be entertaining or, I don't know, impressionable.
So, do, do you not have a position on the debate? Or do you not have a position on like trans people at all?
I didn't know that this was going to be a debate. I thought you were
Yeah.
just going to ask me some questions.
Yeah, I say debate because that's like what I do. It could be
Right.
you could say discussion, you could say talk, you could say anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, if I cared about detransitioners, maybe I'd have more fire in the debate. But I mean, just watching, I guess some conservative trans YouTubers, they kind of already like say what needs to be said as far as concerns about transitioners.
Do you have those same concerns?
Somewhat, yes. But I mean, it doesn't affect me personally. So, I just kind of, I don't know. I think we'll have to see, if we're going to get more detransitioners and what that would look like.
Do you think that would be a problem?
Well, it would certainly change how people see gender, and
yeah, I think that's a good thing if people change their positions on how gender works. I'm actually a gender abolitionist. I think it would be a really good thing for society to not have any type of gender or gender roles or anything.
I think we that might be a source of debate, because on the one hand, I don't think that gender really has a purpose, but on the other hand, I do like men. I used to be a feminist. I used to, not require my partner to be as masculine or masculine masculine presenting or everything like that. But
Wait,
I just
do you
feel like
require your partner to be that, or is that just your preference?
well, preference. I mean, I can't. I mean, I guess require would mean like changing someone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just I like men. I like masculine traits, and I don't want masculine traits to be shamed or go away.
I don't
guess
think
that's
that will happen if gender goes away. For example, I am extremely masculine. And like that, I like to picture myself as really masculine. I'm kind of like more of a dominant type of person.
Sure.
I usually like to carry conversations and stuff and start them. Think about this. I don't know about extremely. Shut the fuck up, Smackaroo. There's a person in my chat who said I wasn't dominant or masculine or anything. But yeah, so I don't think that gender expression will go away when gender roles go away.
Well, I don't know. I'm not Jordan Peterson, like I don't study, anthropology or psychology or anything.
Wait, is Jordan Peterson an anthropologist?
He thinks he is.
Oh, he thinks he is. Okay. Well, I mean, I think I'm.
I guess this stream might be kind of boring because I'm stumbling around, but I'm not going to make broad sweeping claims just because I'm provoked to about.
Okay.
Anything.
Well, do you have a? Can I like go over some things that I could say that might be a little weird from your videos? Okay. So one of the things in the lesbian turns trans for pussy video, it seems like you clipped this person out of context.
Well, they already clipped themselves out of context too.
Well, not really. I don't think like people clip themselves out of context. Like here, actually, can you watch the stream right now?
I am watching it, yeah.
Okay, can you turn your audio on?
On or off?
On. I'm gonna show you this video.
Oh, on the yeah. Oh, on the
Oh god, yeah, it's gonna keep echoing. Oh god, yeah, it's gonna.
Okay, did I ruin everything?
Yeah, you should definitely.
The relay is not.
Yeah. Can you Here, can you watch this video?
Bernie Sanders out of context.
Yeah.
There's a certain art form, I guess, about editing to make people sound out of context.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a bad thing, though, right? It's misinformation.
I mean, the world is misinformation.
So does that mean just because the world may be something, does that mean it's an okay thing to do, or it'd be a good thing?
I guess I guess that depends on how much I want to better the world, you know?
Sure. So let's say like the world is racist. Is it a morally neutral thing for me to be racist then? Hello?
Well, you keep comparing it to racism.
Well, yeah, that's
And
because generally most
I'm
people
absolutely
see racism as
about
bad.
to
So,
comment on that subject. So I
okay.
don't want to spoil anything, but I'm going to come out with a couple of videos soon that kind of touch on that. I just think
Sure.
that with this, the current state of things the way they are, it's almost impossible to comment on something that you don't directly have experience in. And I think that that's really regressive.
Um, sure. I mean, I wouldn't agree with that, and that's also not what I'm saying if you think I'm saying that. Um, I'm mainly saying that one, it's a bad thing to cut people out of context because it provides misinformation, and you responded with, "Well, the world is
Well, it's an
misinformation."
art form of manipulation, I'd
Do you
say.
think manipulating people is okay?
Am I?
I would say that you're manipulating a viewpoint of someone.
Hmm. I'm really glad we're having this conversation. Um,
Sorry, is that sarcastic? You have this like dry
no,
humor. Okay.
no, I'm not being sarcastic.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
do, I do enjoy, different perspectives and everything. But,
I will understand.
if you look at like the path of whether or not I chose to make a video like that, if I chose not to because I was afraid of the backlash, we wouldn't be having this stream right now, and I wouldn't be able to talk to somebody who, you know, I guess knows more than I do about the subject. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure. I don't think that justifies like you making the video though. Like if I made a video about how women are actually just like submissive beings who should be in the kitchen, and then I end up talking to a like a gender psychologist on how like women work in society. I don't think that me making those claims in the first place was a good thing because of the result.
The result was you were talking to an expert about it, and that's
Yeah.
about
I it's not the bad. Okay, it's not that the result is a bad thing. The result is a good thing. It's the cause that you put out. So like you did one cause and then it had an effect,
cause
and then
and
that
effect.
effect had another effect. The second
But
effect is a
the
good thing. The
effect
first isn't.
doesn't the effect doesn't justify the cause.
Um, kind of. There's like two effects here, right? Like the cause was you putting out the video. The effect is that the first effect is that people got kind of like, whoa, I don't really want to. This is a crazy video, right? And some people, according to your comments, even agree with some of your statements. And with you putting a video out like this, it could, with I know it's only like 300 people. That's still quite a bit of people, right? That's a auditorium at most. Um, so like you're putting out this video with this many people, and 100 people watched it.
Yeah,
So
I kind of want to evolve and grow over time as a YouTuber, and
mhm.
one video isn't in the world. Like I could unlist a video and oh whoops, no one can see it again. You know? I could take the
Sure,
ability to comment off. I think a lot of YouTubers
sure,
do that. They take down their videos if they're out of date or they're just uncouth now or they're not relevant anymore. And I've done that with a lot of my older videos. So, I mean,
okay.
I don't really know the future for me if I'm gonna leave those up or if my perspective is gonna change. I just think that
Your perspective is
they're
going to change.
Of course, I hope it
So, yeah,
does.
yeah. So, what's your perspective?
Well, I guess I'm trying to figure that out. I don't have like a specific stance, and I know that
So,
upsets you.
how
I
can
don't.
your perspective change if you don't have one?
Well, you got me there.
Okay. So I guess your perspective is nothing.
Yes, I'm preaching nothing, and my perspective is nothing, and I hope people will see me as a nothing.
Okay. Do you understand that people don't see you as a nothing?
Um, see me as what though? Because I don't even really have a
Well,
sense of what lazy, my fans are.
sure.
Some of them are haters, some of them are incels, some of them, and I guess my goal in a kind of broad sense is to push the envelope, and some people agree with me and some people won't, and there'll be arguments and changes in perspectives, and along the line some of the people who were watching my video to get pissed off by it might come along and join me and continue commenting and add to the community. I guess that's my goal, more or less.
So would you want to make videos that would make people mad just for the comments and views?
Sure. If they're going to argue in the comment section, then I don't know, I guess that's interesting to me. Because I enjoy discourse, I enjoy arguing to some extent, and I enjoy new perspectives clashing.
Okay. So
We're not going to get anywhere if we only talk to people who don't offend us. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah, 100%. That's why I actually talk to a lot of people who disagree with me all the time. I don't even like talking to people that agree with me. It actually bores me a ton. It's just
Well,
like, yeah,
I guess it kind of bores me as well.
yeah. So, wouldn't it be better to not bore yourself? To look for people that disagree with you instead of for looking for other people to disagree with you.
Look for people to disagree with me rather than what?
Um, so wouldn't you rather look for other people that disagree with you other than looking for people to disagree with you?
I really don't know what the difference is.
So one of them, you have a position. So for me, I do the first one. So I have like a position. I would say, for example, I'm a queer feminist. I saw your video in the Thang channel, and then I watched it, and I reached out to you because I know that you disagree. I would probably disagree with you, and that you would probably disagree with me.
Okay, so you want to know if you think I should go and reach out to people who would probably disagree with me instead of making a video and
To
pissing
try to
people off?
make people disagree with you. Yeah.
Well, I have a good answer for that. I'm kind of lazy, and I'd rather just make a video and have something out there than agonize over perspectives and find someone to have a discourse with.
Okay. Do you think that some things can be wrong, like in the world? Do you think that some things are like inherently wrong?
Yes.
Okay. So, what if I told you that I think that you making a video of something that you don't necessarily believe to an audience of people who may get the wrong message could be a wrong thing?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. If I told you that that was a wrong thing, would you still do it?
Yeah, because it's your opinion, and I can say what I want on this platform, and
I mean, you can't say certain things. It is
well, yeah,
on YouTube. You can't, you know.
I do enjoy finding the line, like
Okay.
the line of what's acceptable and what's not. I could make
Could you
so
make
many
that clear
different,
in your videos? Could you make that clear in your videos?
Sure. I thought I made it clear. I could make it clearer.
Yeah, I actually don't get that a lot. This actually seems like I'm watching a video by like Blair White or someone who actually does believe these things. Um like, oh, I miss girls soccer so much. Oh wait, I'm a man now. We're surprised that men and women treat each other differently. Why can't we all just be nice? Per usual. No, like, no hate for this confused individual. Just the culture that allowed this to happen. Makes me sad that lesbians feel pressured to go all the way to become a trans man. Right? Like, this seems like you have like a certain thing that you're trying to prescribe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made that video. Let's put it this way. It seems to me that, well, from watching Ariel Scarelli or whatever her name is,
Scarcella.
Scarcella,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot more lesbians that go all the way and become men, and
I wouldn't agree with that.
more so than male to female trans. And the question is, why is that? Is it to escape misogyny or homophobia from people who don't think that women can just date women?
Yeah, that seems like your position, right?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I saw that part in the video. It seems like you do believe that then. But
Yeah,
like,
I do, but I don't believe it so heavily that I'm coming in with those convictions just because it's like, well, it's one video, you know.
um,
I guess I could have researched more, and I don't know.
I don't think I'm asking you to research. I'm asking you to like understand your political positions.
That's fair.
Like just to have something to say. Like even I would actually like it way more if right now you were like, hell yeah, I'm 100% a TERF. I actually really don't like trans people. I actually wish you would say that instead of the thing you're doing right now, where it's like, well, I don't really know. I don't know, you know?
I'm 100% a turf then.
Oh, really?
Well, sure. I mean, if it simplifies things, makes me easier to label, I'd rather just say that.
I mean, okay. Do you believe those things?
Which things? The
That you're a TERF? Like, would
I believe
you?
I fit the definition pretty well. I don't go around, you know, hearing trans people in real life. I don't see them that often. And it's just sort of like it's interesting to me. Like, oh hey, that's a new gender that I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's the same gender you've seen before, but unless you're talking about non-binary people. But yeah.
Well, what is non-binary? Because
What is non-binary?
in some ways it's a gender belief system, and in other ways it's physically appearing between genders.
So, okay. Uh, sorry. I use a lot of like comparisons to race when we're talking about transgender people because there is a lot of comparisons you can make. So if it bothers you, I can stop doing that and try to figure out a different example to use. But like,
I'm
for
preferring
example,
to find a different example, a different comparison in general.
I just think it opens up a lot of our understandings of how things work because I think we would say that at the moment, race is a pretty thing that's hard to
Let's,
pin down, and it's not just like black and white, right?
let's
Just
talk
like how
about
gender might be a hard thing to pin down, and it might not be male and female.
the actual injustices happening to trans people right now, and let's talk about the actual damage that I would have or did cause for making those videos.
Sure. Do you know what a populist movement is?
Image that I've done.
Sure. Do you know what a populist movement is?
No.
Okay. So here, let me look up a definition of populism. Okay. A political approach that strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel like their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. So a lot of the right-wing populist groups will say that like you're just an ordinary like straight cis white person, right? You're ordinary. You're not the minority. These people are like different. And so this video that you're making can encourage people to move towards that movement, which I would say is a bad thing because a lot of populism, like the point of populism is that it's supposed to start really small. It's supposed to start with, oh, you guys, this is just something I find interesting. This is like this is.
It starts with something, but
yeah, it starts with one thing. Like a lot of the atheist YouTuber people, that's what they started with. They started with, guys, I don't really think God is real. And people are like, yeah, I don't know if God is real, right? And then they started to move to, wow, these SJWs are really weird, guys, right? And yeah, those SJWs weird. And then some of them are even going towards, guys, I think that like Jews are running America. That's really weird, right? And so it keeps on going on and on and on and further and further and further. This is called like a pipeline, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, so populist opinion, populism. Political approach strives to appeal to people. Ordinary people feel their concerns are disregarded by elite groups. Yeah, so how do you feel about bathrooms? Like any gender, any presenting person can use any bathroom legally. How do you feel about that?
I don't know if that has anything to do with populism.
It
Do you? Okay. It does.
Because if you're going to take the definition of populism, you're looking for the needs and concerns of most people. Most women want to be separated from the male sex when they're changing in a locker room or using the bathroom. But if you look at the population of women who want that, or who originally wanted that for, original, traditional, they don't want to be raped or ogled or whatever.
Wait, raped?
Which excludes, the modern trans perspectives.
Can I pause you there?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you just you said something that I don't want you to like go on and say more things that I would disagree with, so I have to like go over them all at once, right?
Sure.
Okay. So, with the bathroom thing, you said that like women don't want to get raped. That's why they go into a different bathroom. Right?
They don't. Or it could just be that they don't want to be ogled by men. They want privacy from men in general.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be about rape. Sometimes it is.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. If it is about rape, rape is still illegal in the bathrooms, and men who want to rape women, they would probably go into the women's bathroom anyways, right?
I don't know what point that's supposed to prove.
Well, it's proving that like, people who like, I don't think trans people would try to make laws for them to go into the bathrooms to try to like rape people when like if men wanted to rape people, they can just go do it.
I agree with you. However, how easy is it these days to say that you're trans even though you're a predator? Because there's no purity test for that.
What's the problem?
Okay. Testing that to see how, if that's for real or not, because it's a feeling in your mind.
Okay. So, first of all, do we have a test that any like lesbian perverts are going into the women's bathroom?
No, we don't. But when you think of biological men and biological men are stronger than women. It's the
On
same
average.
argument. Way past average, yeah. I mean, I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
it's on average, right?
At least I don't know how much, but
Well,
almost exclusively stronger, with
well,
some
like,
exceptions.
yeah, sure. So that doesn't mean that like
Mm.
it's very rare. Like trans people in society are actually a pretty rare thing. Just like I would say that
They are
like
rare.
women being stronger than men are rare as well, right? Or yeah.
But would you say that sexual predators are more common than trans people?
I don't know. I would have to look up that. I don't know what that has to do with what we're talking about though.
Well, it's just that I don't know. Since there's no purity test, we have to take everyone's
Purity test
belief
for what?
at face value, whether or not someone's actually trans or they're just posing as a trans person to have access to women's bodies
Wait, women's bodies?
in locker
Like
rooms
to look
and
at them or like to look at them?
sure, why not?
Um so like would you say that like lesbians who
I
would you say that lesbians would like who were like predators would like look at women's bodies? Like would you say that's a thing?
I would say that lesbian predators do exist.
Okay. So should lesbians be allowed into women's bathrooms?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then doesn't that defeat your argument that we shouldn't allow trans people to go into the women's restrooms because they're going
Now,
to
this just comes down to, do you think that that there are differences in biological sex and
I don't know how
advantage?
that comes down to it. I think it comes down to our perceptions of people
Okay.
in society.
Well, then we can't really have a conversation about trans athletes then, because that's,
No, we can have a
you know,
conversation about trans athletes if you want to. That's a different issue.
well, it's similar in that men and women are physically different.
Sure.
They have different interests, and men are generally
I don't know
more
about
predators.
different interests. I would say men on average are more stronger, yeah.
And they're more likely to be predators.
I'm not sure about that. But even if they're more likely to be predators, wouldn't you want to just try to catch all predators instead of catch the group that's more likely to be predators?
Yes, but it just comes down to easily not having that issue to navigate by having segregated restrooms, because you'll have less problems to deal with.
Um, sure, but wouldn't you want to eliminate the problem instead of trying to eliminate part of the problem?
It's not the goal of restroom segregation isn't to eliminate all problems.
Wait, then what's the goal?
Just it's just privacy. It's just not having to have that confrontation,
Sure.
conflict.
Wait, okay. So we've established that like lesbian predators exist, right?
Sure.
So I think the only two consistent positions you can make with this is to either, I mean, there's no way to know if a person's trans.
Well, if they're passing,
I mean, I don't think I mean, I don't want to like insult you. I'll insult me, right? I don't think I'm passing as like a woman. I think that, us both kind of kind of like we both have like some similar qualities that people might call trans. You know, we have like a deeper voice, sharper jawlines, that type of thing,
and
bigger
and that
forehead.
is what upsets me sometimes, because I don't feel like I have as much freedom to be a cis woman who likes men, even though in the dating world I don't have a problem with that. But in other circles, all of a sudden I'm typecasted as, you know, a lesbian, I guess, because I am more dominant, and I guess because I have a deeper voice or whatever, which I'm proud of, I'm not insecure about. But
Okay.
that's the thing, though, is that just because you don't fit in gender stereotypes doesn't mean you're non-binary, and it doesn't have to mean anything.
It doesn't, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that, right?
It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
It could mean that, is what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean.
Okay. Well, I don't know what we were talking about.
We were talking about how do you tell if a person's transgender?
Well, isn't that the goal, is for people to not know?
Yeah.
Increasingly, it's not as much anymore with the
I mean,
binary movement, which is fine.
wouldn't you
But
say that? Wait, okay. Do you realize you do this? This may be one of the reasons why I think you might be a little like your positions. They seem like they're gonna say something, but they don't. So like right there, where you just said like, you know, with the non-binary movement, it's fine, but
it's
right?
fine. Different, you know.
Okay, maybe this would make all of it better. So
Changing.
so one of the things that a lot of like forensic psychologists do, like people who like interview uh people, or maybe it's not forensic psychologists. It's the people who like, I'm pretty sure detectives, right?
Mm.
One of the things they do with trying to, like, if they're trying to talk to someone, they don't use the word but, like, ever. It seems like when you say but, it excludes the first part. If you say and, it includes the first part. So if you say something like I'm not racist, but, it seems like you're saying you're racist. Or if you say I love you, but, it seems like you're saying you don't love the person.
I know what you're saying, and I think that the current state of things kind of puts people into boxes where they agree with all of the social movements and all aspects of it, or they're a turf and there's no in between.
I think there can be an in between. I'm criticized by a lot of the left wing right now for supporting Kyle Rittenhouse. But, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, what would the in between look like?
It could look like whatever. You could be. I've seen some in between where some people think that like, uh, you know, there's different like sections of people. I don't think there's just like left and right. There's definitely some people like um, you know, I would say like a lot of right wing people in America really like freedom, and they think that like, they want a system that doesn't have like a big government, right?
Libertarians.
Yeah. But then you see people like Thang, who is not a libertarian. He is very anti-democracy. He, you know, doesn't want. Uh, he thinks that democracy is really bad, and he'd rather have a system where people are put into positions of power based on their knowledge. Right? So maybe that could look like something in between.
Yeah, it's a democratic republic, not a direct democracy.
Yeah, I supported direct democracy.
Less.
Sure. But he doesn't even like a democratic republic. He thinks that like there's such inconsistency of knowing if people are in like the right mind to vote that he would rather abolish democracy. He wants a technocracy.
I mean, with how rigged the political system is, I think it more or less doesn't matter if we vote or not. I mean, we get two options, and they do, have like a check and balance system between the two, because we have people in the middle of the ground who vote either way, and that's kind of what determines an election. Is people
or people who don't vote. Did you know in 2016
that also good plays a role.
Yeah, did you know in 2016 if I don't want to vote for a president was one of the options on the ballot, it would actually win. No president would be president for 2016.
If you don't vote, then there's no president. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. I'm saying if there was like a study done that if there was an option in 2016 to say I don't want a president this year, because both of the options are so bad, that option would actually win.
It doesn't surprise me. That is very sad, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying like we should probably get people to want to vote, especially.
Let the government run without a president.
I think it can run without a president.
Yeah.
Might even be better.
How that would work, but I think that it would still function in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It wouldn't have like the appointing of judges or vetoes or executive orders. I think in a crisis, it would be worse off without a president.
Sure.
But, writing off the budget every year and keeping the gears going, maybe it could work without a president until some shit hits the fan, and then it'll be worse.
It seems like we actually agree on quite a bit. It's just mainly the trans thing. Or like the social thing. I think we agree, like, how government should be run a bit, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think if gender were abolished, kind of, it would be a little bit of a threat to my lifestyle. A little bit, so I guess that's where
How would it be a threat to your lifestyle?
Just I don't know if men aren't allowed to be masculine anymore. If it's
I don't know how that's not what abolishing gender is. It's not abolishing expression of gender. It's abolishing gender roles and the descriptions of them.
I like some gender roles. I don't know.
So what gender roles do you like? I think almost every single gender role is really toxic for society.
Well,
and the prescription of them, that's the main thing.
I'll talk about one gender role that I used to not be a fan of when I considered myself a feminist, and that was, I guess, the man always paying for everything, kind of being a financial supporter. And, now, even though I'm financially independent, I don't want to date someone or waste time with somebody who's not generous, doesn't have at least what I have. I used to do the 50-50 relationship,
but now you want the 0-100 relationship?
Well, maybe not as drastic as 0-100, but I mean not necessarily.
Yeah, and you can do that too.
Relationship. I don't want to spend time with someone who isn't doing well in life and isn't generous, because why would I want to be with someone who isn't generous?
Sure. I think when you're talking about gender roles, I'm talking about like the prescriptions of them. So to say that men should always pay, even in situations where the woman is actually making most of the money and the man is like making almost no money at all, he should still pay because that's what men should do. That type of prescriptive gender role is what I'm against. If you want the man to pay, that's totally fine.
If I were rich and I could have like a house husband, then I would take care of him. But I mean, He'd have to really like go to the gym and take care of himself.
Sure. I just don't think that like I think prescribing specific rules can be really bad, especially when they're used in like a legal sense. Like we would say that as a society, we view women as like more caring towards children. This is why a lot of the times in court cases, like women usually get most of the custody of the children in like court cases involving divorces. What?
Yeah, that does happen. I've heard
Yeah, and I would say that's because as a society, we expect women to be more caring of children.
that. Yeah, and in some ways, I guess I don't fit that mold either because I kind of don't like kids in general,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, it's also a pretty prescribed gender role that women should have kids. We
I
actually
also,
benefit your taxes for it.
but I also recognize that I'm not really the typical female, and it's not fair of me to put my expectations on the rest of the world.
Hmm.
Like I understand why, for the most part, women are more caring and nurturing, and that's just in general, with some exceptions, that's that's biology in some ways, and in some ways it's tradition.
I don't think a lot of it's biology.
I don't know. I think that's debatable. I don't know if
Okay.
I want to have the nature versus nurture debate about gender. I don't think I'm prepared for that. Or
Okay. Well, are you like more prepared on the specific subject you want to talk about, or do you want to like go, or what do you want to do?
well, I think we went through a lot of it.
Okay.
I, I don't know. I think it's good to have I don't know to talk to someone of a different perspective.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna continue to make hot turfy videos
Just
and
for the attention,
controversial stuff. I'm still gonna do that because
not because you actually agree with it, right? Just for the attention.
well, not really. I mean,
So you do agree with it a bit.
when I go into something and I don't fully agree with it, or if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm not gonna just ignore it. I'm gonna try and pick it apart and try to understand it because that's
Yeah,
how my mind.
sure. But if you use it, like it seems like you're not just, oh, I really don't understand this. I just want to kind of do this. It seems like you're prescribing a lot of things to this person, like without barely any like research or any type of thinking about your positions beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of make that clear that I haven't done any research and I'm just reacting to it. Not that that's good. I don't think I should be awarded. I don't think I should be praised for it necessarily.
I mean, you want praise for it though, right?
Um, I don't know.
I mean, didn't you say that you do this for the views? You do it for like you make these like big
Is that
claims, and you definitely would if it got you more views and comments and people were discussing, because it would progress your like comedy career.
well? I mean, I'd rather be on stage doing comedy, and it would it would probably I would be able to get away with less on stage, depending
Hmm.
on what the audience is. But right now, I don't really have an idea of who my audience is because I can't see them. Like if someone dislikes my video but doesn't leave a comment, I don't know what to think of that.
Hmm. Do you
I
know what a
enjoy
grifter is?
different perspectives.
Do you know what a grifter is?
Hmm, an influencer into doing whatever they choose to have them to do. Yeah, I'm kind of at a crossroads a little bit. Um, like, do I want to talk about my personal life and my personal experiences? Because I took a hiatus and now I believe different things, and that's because of the experiences I've had.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do
I
you
might do
believe different things on the trans
hmm?
issue?
No, it has nothing to do with trans issue. More just
Oh, okay.
feminism and gender roles.
Okay. So, do you still believe the things about the trans video, or do you just believe nothing? Because you keep saying you change your views on something, but if you don't have any views, how
I'm
can you
willing
change
to
it?
change my views.
Okay.
I guess what doesn't make sense to me is somebody who transitioned and then their whole life is just transitioning videos and that's their entire identity. Like I understand that it might be a huge relief to finally be the gender you want to be seen as.
Well, so would you understand if someone, like a huge part of their life was politics, so all of their videos were about politics?
Yeah, and I also understand that that's the best way to set up a channel is to just have one or two subjects, and then the people watching just kind of know what to expect.
Yeah,
And
exactly. So
I
if it's
kind of,
videos about them being trans, then yeah, that seems like that's what their entire channel would be about, right?
mhm. I
Okay.
guess I don't want to have that same model of just having the same shit every day.
It feels like it's kind of the same type of thing, right? It's you're not really giving any type of thing. It's usually like a reaction video from these two, and then a bit from this. And I want to watch this video. But they all seem to be slightly politically influenced, right? Incels,
Or
transgenderism, Jordan Peterson, Joe Biden. Like it seems like these videos are like generally political, right?
yeah, I mean, I did a makeup tutorial parody and a couple other stupid videos, which rate well, but don't get a lot of views.
So you're
So
doing the political thing to get more views?
I'm just trying to get views and discourse. Like, is it such a bad thing to want views?
I think if you're doing something purely for the views, that can be um
If I were, then I would, be shaking my ass for the camera or like doing pornography. It was just about
yeah,
views.
yeah, but I don't I you didn't let me finish. That
Mm.
has something that could be like that promotes harm. So I would say like some of these things that you're showing have misinformation, and they can be harmful to people who don't understand these specific topics. So I would say that like it's actually a bad thing, and to do these things that you don't necessarily believe for monetary value, I think that's usually like some type of like
There is
grifter
no
personality.
monetary value.
Well, for some type of value, right? Some type of thing that benefits you somehow, right?
No.
Yeah,
Um,
so views benefit you, right? It gets more people to your channel. It helps your like comedic thing. So it seems like you'd really fit this definition, right?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you know the story or if you're followed up on the incel, saga, but I just started doing videos again and I was taking suggestions and somebody said, "Oh, you should do videos about incels." And I was kind of ran with it. I was like, "Yeah, okay. I'm
Hmm.
gonna try that out for a while." And I don't know. I guess I'm just stabbing randomly into the universe, and if I piss people off and they share my video and other people get pissed off, then cool, I guess. Are you familiar with Nicole Arbor?
No.
Okay. Well, she did the Dear Fat People video. She's kind of infamous for that.
Oh wait, dear what?
Dear Fat People. And she pissed off a lot of people, and she ended up on The View, and they didn't really listen to her. They just kind of criticized her, but I mean, she's critical of things that aren't logical, and she's technically a comedian too, but I guess my half-assed goal would be to be kind of like Nicole Arbor, but not as toxic, I guess.
So you want to spout things so people
As a,
give you views
I like
and
to
to have
challenge people.
some type of gain. Well,
I
you're
like
not
to
challenging
challenge
people. To
people and
truly
challenge.
challenge. Well, couldn't you argue to truly challenge people, you would like try to present factual information to try to change people's views on things? That's what I try to do.
I
You
could,
could, but you're lazy, right?
well, I haven't decided yet if I want to invest in that.
Okay, but you said you would do that, but you're lazy earlier.
Well, I haven't gotten around to it yet. Sorry. I guess.
No, it's okay. I just think that if you want to truly try to have some type of message where you try to challenge people's views on specific things, that's completely fine. I just think that you actually have to have like some type of view to challenge people on, because you're not like challenging people's views. You're just like making videos to piss people off.
I think that's valid, and I'll strongly consider that in the future.
Okay.
Because I haven't made videos like that yet about facts, and I don't know how it'll pan out, what the response will be. Maybe it'll be really great, and that'll be kind of, I'll try that style for a while. I don't know.
But your style that you're trying is based off of it if it goes well, right?
Well, I don't know, like.
Well, that's what you were implying by that statement. Because you said the statement, oh, well, I'll try that and see how that goes. And if it works, if people like it, then I will do it more. Which is to say that if people like something, you want to do it more, right? What?
If it's appreciated.
By people, then you want
to. If it doesn't perform as well as other videos, but there are a lot of comments and likes and people like it, then I'll value that, you know? It's not purely about numbers.
Well, what else is it about then?
I don't know, comedy.
Because it seems, well, I mean, okay, wait, sorry. Can you point to me to a joke that you're trying to make in here that isn't just like a kind of like a nod to people who might be transphobic to say like, ah, yes, I agree with you type of a thing. Could you show type of...
I want to make a point. I think that the communities are kind of isolated and there's not a lot of cross-pollination. I guess that is sort of my goal, is to come in with a perspective of not knowing and just react to it and figure out if it makes sense to me or not.
So, okay, sorry.
If I was so afraid of being offensive, then I would just do makeup tutorial videos. You know, if I had this fear.
It's okay if you're offensive. I'm extremely offensive. I actually just like yell at my audience sometimes, right? It's things I do. I tell them to shut the fuck up. I tell them like you're a dumbass, like no one loves you type of a thing. I honestly say that to my audience. And they still come back for it. Kind of weird. But you know, yeah. It's supposed to be edgy and funny. And so I think you can do that without trying to like spout views that might be harmful when you don't necessarily agree with what you're talking about, and then you're sharing them to other people who do agree and do know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, okay. I don't really have any loyalty to my audience either. I don't. I mean, if it's a fair point, I guess we're yeah, okay. I mean, can you also see how like clipping this person out of context would be like extremely harmful?
I mean, sure, to a certain point.
Okay. Do you think it's a bad thing that you did that?
I feel bad about it. I don't know. I guess I kind of figured there'd be some backlash, but You still haven't told me like the actual concrete harm that it would cause.
Yeah, I think it would cause harm because it would spark people to believe things that may be harmful towards trans people, and it can start going down the whole pipeline that I described earlier, right?
What credibility do I have, though?
That's the point. You don't even need credibility. The credibility for the populism movement is that you're just a normal person.
Well, then, how can you fight normal people that have no credibility?
Well, you can talk to them like this, and then you can say,
Yeah.
you know, you could talk to them like this. You can say, hey, I think it's a pretty harmful thing for you to do that. You probably shouldn't do it. That's one reason. That's what I started doing.
Is it possible to be critical of the trans community without being trans?
I mean, so first of all, I don't think Blair White, who is trans and criticizes the trans community, I think she's actually would be the same thing.
What is?
I would have the same response to her.
Same response
to Blair White.
Okay.
Because she's trans and she criticizes the trans community really, I'd actually say way more harmfully than you are doing. She openly spouts views like people would say, like, she says things like, you know, if a man likes a trans woman, then he's gay. Like, she says things like that.
Fan base. She has people who like her, and she has people who strongly dislike her. And would you say that that's problematic that she has such a large platform to spout those views?
I mean, I would say that it's problematic. Yeah, probably.
Okay. And if Blair White were a cis woman, would that change your perspective?
Nope.
Okay. So in an ideal world, I'm not saying this is what you want because you like to argue with people and all that and have, you know, some discourse. But would you say that in the trans community or the trans queer community, or I don't know how to label it, there's this idealized idea of how people should get along, and sort of like the no's and yeses and the big no-nos that you can't do. And do you think that there's a level of policing that happens within that community?
Yeah, 100%. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. And
look at that.
And look at the fact that they're highly critical.
Sure. I mean, I guess I'm critical of any community that doesn't let in outside perspectives, and kind of just shuts down anybody who doesn't completely believe with them. And
do you think that
respect ideology and just run with it completely?
So I would be totally okay, and I don't think it would be harmful at all for you to make videos about the trans community and showing specific videos on how, like, some people in the trans community are really not accepting of other people's views. I think that's completely fine, and that would be a cool video. I'd probably like it. What I don't think is a cool video is you reacting to some person describing the differences between being perceived as a female and being perceived as a male in society, and then saying that they don't actually want to be trans and they're just doing it because they want to, like, get more women, or that they miss male attention. Right? Because I don't think, like, he ever says this. I actually don't know the original video. Could you link to me this original video, by the way? Because it seems like you're clipping him out of context, and I kind of wanted to see if you were.
Well, I could. I'm not going to sit here and let you watch it with me, though.
Well, yeah, I can do it later.
Well, isn't it... Did I forget to put it in the description?
Yeah, you didn't.
Okay.
Do you know what the video was, or who the person was?
Yeah, I can find it. at some
Okay.
point. I
Yeah,
don't feel like doing
the
it, but
oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, it seems like we kind of got to a point. It seems like you might fit this definition of the grifter quite well. It seems like you don't really care about clipping people out of context as well. Just as long as it gets you views, right?
showcases my skill as an editor.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, it was interesting talking to you. Um, do you want to shout out your channel?
I think everyone already knows if they care
All
at
right.
this point.
Yep. Okay. I'll see you later. Hey, if you make different videos in the future and I like them, I'd love to talk again. Okay.
Okay. Well, maybe you should subscribe and leave comments so that you can make suggestions.
I don't know if I wanna. I don't know if I wanna go ahead and. I think I've already made enough suggestions here. I don't know if I want to hire your ego anymore. Okay.
Oh no, I mean, or just comment or something.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Holy shit. Oh god. All right, how are we doing, chat? How are we doing? What did I miss? Did Dizzy ever come up with an opinion? Not really. It seems like most of the time she was just saying, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, yes, but you know, that type of thing."